I'm just going to go out on a limb and say I wired it right. And it was not like it's a complicated wiring and that I had to do it from scratch or something. It's all color coded, but I think I put them in the right way. It's kind of dark in here. It's raining outside. It's really, the weather's transitioning. I'm doing this on the 28th of October 2025. The weather is transitioning. It's supposed to be like cooler, nicer for Halloween, which that's terrific. Halloween had all of these other meanings and this and that, which is true. But now it's mostly like a kid's holiday, which I'm all for. I like Halloween, and I'm a kid at heart, for better or worse. Now, these strings they give you aren't exactly the best strings in the world. I didn't expect them to have good strings, but I plan on like I said, I'll probably end up buying a different hardtail. Actually, let's do this. I'll probably end up buying a different hardtail at some point, or whatever you call them. I've always heard them referred to as a hardtail. That may be absolutely wrong. Somebody will correct me and say, no, that's actually a... Okay, cool. I'll learn. But maybe I'll change that at some point. I definitely wanted to get the machine heads proper and just get them where's the opening? There's the opening. I wanted to get the machine heads right because it's a big pain to not have locking tuners for me. I'm not very good at doing any of this. I'm still a novice after all of these years when it comes to a lot of things. The nut, I think I talked about how the nut is painted, and I did not do a good enough job of taping. I taped, where I taped was good, but I didn't tape everywhere. So overall, this process was a lot more work than I bargained for. I'm not too surprised by that. I knew it was going to be a lot of work, but I didn't think it was going to be like this. I usually use Diodario strings. Diodarios are very nice. They're a little bit more expensive. They're about $12 a pack, but they're very nice. They're easy to use. They hold the tune really well, hold tuning really well, and I've just had good luck with them. I know your strings that you use are the best strings, and you don't know why anybody would ever want to use any strings other than the one that you use. I did it wrong. I should have done this and that and the other thing. I know. I've been on YouTube long enough to know that whatever I do, no matter how good or bad it is, there will be someone who tells me that I'm wrong. So maybe just keep it to yourself. Wait. Yeah. Make sure it sits. So I'm going to keep these strings on for now. I don't like the way they feel. I can already tell that they're meh strings because I'm so used to using the Deodarios, which I'll eventually replace these, but I just to get off the ground and to get everything moving and grooving the way it should, I'm just going to use these strings. And they're here anyway, so I might as well just use them. And if they screw up, it's not like I spent any more money yet. As long as it's sitting properly on, the action's pretty nice actually. It's decent action. See, and the other thing with Deodarios, they're color coded and I don't have to guess as which is which. Okay, so this is the thickest string, so that's my low E. This one is thicker than this one, so that's my A. So that makes this my D. Ooh, it's pouring out there. That's nice. I don't have to water my plants. At least not today. As long as it's sitting on there tight, and then we'll tune it in a moment. I'm nervous about getting all this together and then seeing if I indeed got the wiring right. So normally I'm blah blah blahing, but this whole process has been so demanding for more than I thought it was going to be. I knew it was going to be just super easy, and if I had to do it over, I keep saying that, and it's sort of disappointing that if I had to do it over again, I wouldn't. But you know, you kind of get in a little over your head, and that's been this whole process. These last couple of weeks is just everything I'm doing is a little bit over my head, and I'm having to figure it out as I go. Even work has been that way. It's weird. So up, and in. Perfectly in tune. Nobody ever calls me on that because nobody ever watches this far. I always do that same stupid joke every single time. Let's see if this will work. I didn't even think about that. It's sending a signal. It sounds like I just put it together. So I don't know if it's the pickups or me, because this It does not pick up anything when I have it on the low E, on the high E, unless I pluck right over it. And then when I put it on this position, that's why I think this position is actually this, and this position is, and this position up is this. That last clip was like about a week ago. I think that was like a Tuesday, right? What day was it? The 28th, which is a Wednesday, right? Yeah. No, it's a Tuesday. Anyway, it does matter because I walked away from it after I finished this. I put it together and I was like, it does not sound right. What am I doing wrong? I started looking at wiring diagrams and it was pretty straightforward the way this is done. So this is the switch. These are the wires coming in from the pickups. Ignore the giant patch that looks like somebody clawed at it. These pots are for volume. These pots are for tone. It just goes with like little clips. And it's like, what in the world? And then I had a revelation that, oh, wait a second. I need a screwdriver because I was looking at the pickups on a regular guitar that I have, and I realized the pickups were at level with the riser. It's like, wait a second. There's 3 screws here. These 2 mount the pickup. This one raises the pickup up. Oh. So I raised the pickups up and it magically started working. Imagine you put the string closer to the pickup and it actually picks up the sound. So by the end of this, I was just like, okay, I'm done. The strings are on. I'll figure out what I have to do. And I did. It Friday morning? Was it Halloween morning? Or maybe it was the Thursday. I was like, oh, and I raised them up and poof, everything started working. My next problem is that this thing does not want to hold a tune. Until today. I tuned it like 3 times in the last few days. Like every time I picked it up, it's like, wow, it's way out of tune. Today it finally... Actually, let's do this. Pretty close in tune. It's not exactly. Let's not put any sort of distortion at all. Just... That's pretty in tune. So there. That's it. I've decided not to put the knobs on. I think I'm going to buy some chrome knobs I saw on Amazon that aren't too expensive. Chrome knobs. I put the pick guard on. It's done. It's in tune right now. I have those cheap strings that came with it. And I think that's part of the reason why it won't hold a tune that well. But I think we're done. I think we're done. Finally. I started this on the 27th of September. I started the project of painting and everything. And today is the 5th of November. And I finished it late last week. And I've just been sitting on it, playing around with it, trying to get it in tune. Because I know that it's just going to kind of settle. The strings settle. And then the wood is mostly stable because I've kept it inside. Like before I put it together, I kept it inside for about 4 or 5 days so it would just get to room temperature and it won't fluctuate. Because I don't plan on like taking it outside, taking it on tour, world tour or whatever, and the weather's going to change all the time. That's just not going to happen. So we're together. I didn't even trim off these parts yet, so it's just like I don't even know if I want to keep these strings on. One thing I did do, I raised the bridge up just a hair after I raised this up, so that way, like, these aren't touching. Like, this is still, it still rings because it was touching the pickup at one point, but I I fixed it. I haven't messed with the truss rod. The action is okay. It's a little bit of fuzz, but I got rid of it. And that's why I kept having to knock it back in and out of tune, because whenever I raised this, it just takes it completely out of tune. But then when I lowered it, it was just like, it would just buzz like crazy. So for the most part, there's a tiny bit of buzz. Just a little bit of buzz, not terrible amount. But it's okay. That was the thing. I put it on. These are passive pickups, so they're not as loud as my actives, like my Hetfield and my Hammonds and the King and the Hanneman. They're all active, so the pickups have a preamp in it, so it adds even more sound before it goes out to the amp. This doesn't, but it sounds fine now. A lot of buzz from here, and probably not as much from here, but definitely from up here. See, it stops it. I need to get a muter, one of these little fuzzy things that I put on the neck so it holds the strings down. And it really, that fixes a lot of the problem just by muting this. Yeah, I did. Let me put that on an order. But yeah, that's it. We're done. Guitar is up, and it actually stays in tune now. I have it just standard tune because these are the different strings. Normally I'm tuned down like a step and a half. I think maybe I'll just do a drop D on this. It's got a lot of like the back noise from this. So I definitely need to put something on to mute these strings because my guitar playing isn't great, like I always say, but if I do that, that definitely helps. Looks okay. Definitely is like, oh, you painted that? Nobody's ever going to say it because nobody really cares. So I'm not worried about that. I just want to make sure that when it makes the noise that I want in tune. So that's what we've accomplished. And yeah, this is it. 2025, I put together a guitar. And the easiest part was trying to get all the wiring together. I thought that was going to be the hardest part. I thought the paint was going to be easy, but you never know how it goes. But it's done, and yeah, that's it. Guitar 2025 is done.